Welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd hop on here right now and talk color, mixing yarn in traditional style granny square blankets. When creating one of my larger traditional style granny square blankets, I like to use a variety of yarn. As you see here, these are different, some of them have slightly different textures. This one is like a variegated, as is this one and this one. And like this yarn here has a little bit more of a halo effect to it, which is really pretty. And then you have these two by the pound yarns, which are just super soft acrylics. And I think it's Lion Brand by the pound. And then I have this one, which is a thicker yarn that just has some really, what was this one? I can't remember. See, that's what happens when you don't keep the labels. Which I tried to do, but this was, I think, a snag at, was it a snag at Joann's? And there was only two, and I snagged the only two that there were. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get this again. And this is originally from Joann's, of course, their Big Twist Party. I've talked about that before on here. It's been a favorite of mine. Some say that it's a little splitty. I don't mind that when I'm working with it. It's really soft. It's very, very pretty. This I think is the candy, but I've had to order this on eBay now. That was even before Joann's was starting to close. However, some exciting news I have heard is that Hirschner's website is going to start carrying some of the Big Twist. So it's not gone forever. Yay! But like this again is a Big Twist. This is I think a Lion Brand Heartland. So don't be afraid to mix it up a bit, even if they have a little bit of a different yarn weight when you're making a large blanket, especially in a traditional wraparound granny square that just keeps going and going until it's the size you want. I would just say group some yarn together that you think will look pretty as far as a color palette, and try it out. Sometimes I don't even cut the ends off until I add the next round to see how it looks, because if you get it on there and you're like, not such a fan after all, you can frog it and pull it back out and you haven't actually cut it off the skein. So that's just a suggestion as well. This was another one that I included in this most recent blanket, and this is all I have left of it. It's another Big Twist Party line, but I forget the name of this purple. And again, I would try to have to hunt it down even prior to Joann's closing, or maybe it's sitting somewhere in warehouses and Hirschner's can grab them. I don't know, but they went out months ago, sometime last year, so I'm kind of thinking that it's a loss. But occasionally you have those blessed eBay sellers that snag some and they're willing to part, and of course you pay a little bit more for it. But yeah, give it a try. I've had a lot of people ask, which yarn do you use? Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, is a favorite acrylic that I use. It's really soft. I'm really surprised I don't have it in this blanket, because I usually have it at least in a little part of all of my blankets. But in this one, I see that I didn't. I was just next to my favorite chair. I have my shelf full of yarn and baskets beside me, and sometimes at night if I'm watching a show, I'll just pull things together and just kind of go, because that larger granny square is a very easy type of blanket to mindlessly crochet, and I've talked about that on here before. So again, just have fun with the colors. Don't be afraid of color. Sometimes I have to rein it in and remind myself, make one in a solid color, or a solid type of like one skein, just buy several of them. Sometimes I have a harder time at that for myself, narrowing it down. We all have our things, right? Okay, I hope that just encourages you. Just have some fun. Bye. Have a blessed day.